How did this happen? And what are the consequences if the system fails? China has emerged as the world's green energy superpower. In 2024 alone, it installed over 400 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity, more than any country in history. Of that, 278 gigawatts came from solar power, triple the amount from 2022. Even then, China was installing more solar capacity than the rest of the world combined. In the wind sector, China now generates twice as much electricity from wind farms as the entire European Union and has long surpassed the United States, with the gap growing each year. China's dominance in green technology unfolded in three key phases. Phase 1 focused on building production capacity. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, China scaled up manufacturing through a combination of low-cost labor and significant infrastructure investment. The objective? Become the world's factory. This strategy succeeded, but it came at a cost: severe air, water, and soil pollution. By 2006, China had surpassed the US as the top emitter of greenhouse gases. That same year, Beijing launched a 15-year science and technology plan aimed at reducing dependence on foreign technology while also addressing the environmental crisis. This led to Phase 2, strategic investment across clean technology sectors. Solar, wind, hydrogen, batteries, geothermal. China invested heavily in all of them. Then, in 2015, the government launched the Made in China 2025 initiative, designed to break free from foreign tech dependency and dominate high-value industries. By 2049, the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic, China aims to be fully self-sufficient in all critical technologies. To achieve this, the country prioritized solar power, energy storage, and electric vehicles. In just one decade, China has built near monopolies in all three. Today, the world is almost entirely reliant on China for green technology. China produces 80% of solar modules, processes 90% of rare earth minerals, and supplies most EV battery components. It leads the global refining of cobalt, graphite, and lithium, resources crucial for energy storage and transportation. Even nations at the forefront of clean energy innovation, such as Germany and the US, cannot proceed without Chinese inputs. At the same time, countries in the global south are importing Chinese solar panels, wind turbines, and EVs at record levels. This creates a single point of failure for the entire green transition. Ironically, Germany played a pivotal role in China's rise and ultimately lost its own leadership. In the early 2000s, Germany was the global solar frontrunner, driven by robust subsidies and the Renewable Energy Act. But in 2009, the government reduced these incentives. German solar firms collapsed. China quickly stepped in, acquiring technology, talent, and market share. Over 100,000 solar jobs vanished in Germany alone. China's success rests on two foundations. First, massive state support. Chinese industries receive 3 to 9 times more subsidies than their Western counterparts. In 2022, 99% of publicly listed Chinese companies benefited from government support in the form of tax cuts, low-interest loans, or direct grants. Second, China built and now controls the global supply chain. The country refines over 90% of graphite, over 75% of cobalt, and more than 70% of rare earth elements. When Western corporations pulled out of regions like Africa and Asia, Chinese firms filled the void not just by producing the technology, but by constructing the entire global pipeline. China also made heavy investments in scientific research. It now leads the world in published studies on electric vehicles, solar power, and battery chemistry. However, much of this research is internally cited, creating what analysts call a home bias or academic echo chamber. Nevertheless, the scale of China's talent pool, engineers and PhDs, continues to fuel innovation. Between 2020 and 2023, Chinese exports of EVs, solar panels, and lithium-ion batteries tripled. By 2035, these exports are projected to generate more revenue for China than oil does for Saudi Arabia. Yet there are signs of strain. In 2024, China overproduced solar panels to such a degree that prices collapsed by over 60%. Many factories now operate below capacity, and the government has started to reduce subsidies. This is not just a domestic issue, it has global implications. If China's green tech sector slows or stumbles, the worldwide clean energy transition could falter. The world now faces a difficult paradox. Meeting global climate goals is impossible without China's technology, but relying so heavily on a single nation makes the transition both risky and geopolitically unstable. The US, EU, and other countries are scrambling to rebuild their green industries, but China's advantage is measured in decades, and replicating its model will require deep political will, financial investment, and strategic patience. The critical question remains: can the world build a sustainable future without it being built in China?